Peace reflections. I am you, and you are I. Universe, Eon, tapping in. So, this is the beginning of my journey on this channel. The beginning of expressing my whole self, my soul, the being I am on this channel outside of just music. We're shifting this channel away from just that whole music energy and trying to build that whole music personality and all that energy within the music reality. And I'm tuning in to my higher reality, my spiritual journey, my God self, the Anunnaki God I am, tuning into the reality of Planet Kai. We're exiting planet Earth and we're entering the real reality of Planet Kai, the real reality of what's truth on all forms. This planet is really Planet Kai. We're within the truth of life in all forms. That's what we seek, and that's what we're tuning into. The truth of life in all forms. They have us living in all these lies. Lies is what causes illness and disease and all this pain and suffering. It's confusion and lies. When you live in something that's outside of the truth, it'll cause dis-ease, because your true state is ease. Your true state is health, is abundance. There is no lack. Truth is goodness. Evil is lies, right? You can even feel the energy of a lie. It feels evil to lie, right? That's why they even call lying sin, and where they even get the idea of sin from. It's just evil, good versus evil in their energy way, in their energy perspective, you feel me? But with that being said, this is the beginning of I on this channel, using this platform, opening it up fully with the guidance of the ancestors, the cosmos, our cosmic family, the Most High, Source, Mother Universe, the power of just all these high vibrational energies within the Source, backing us within the spiritual warfare, and within that, and the power of thy soul. Within thy soul, I walk within divinity, with divine intention, to open up this channel way beyond what it was initially started for, which was just the music I was posting, and now I'm just going to fully be myself. I'll have music still, but music is just going to be a part, a back seat that I'll do here and there of what I'm doing, and the front seat is going to be me driving towards, sovereignty, waking my people up, getting us back on the land, spreading the truth of the God species we are, the truth of my planet, the truth of nature, the truth of the divinity we are. Just as God taught the truth of what God really is, the truth of the universe, the truth of energy, you feel me? Of divine metaphysics, of science, you feel me? We're tuning in very deeply, you feel me? From this moment forward, I open up this channel fully with the power of thy soul, and all these energies, these high vibrational energies flowing and channeling through I, to be a platform for all souls seeking high vibration, peace, truth, a community to build with other high vibrational souls who are seeking like-minded and the same things, souls who want to come together and make our own world outside of this system. Go out into the woods, out into the land, and come together and make our own world. That's my real goal, to come together with a bunch of people who are like-minded and establish our own community, our own tribe. I want to elect myself as a chief of my people and bring us back on the lane. You feel me? I am an Anunnaki God. I am Eon. Eon is the name of my soul. I am the eternity of now. Eon is a divine acronym. E-O-N, eternity of now. For I am the eternal now. I am the present. I am immortal. For I'm mortal. When I become mortal, I'm mortal. Break down the immortal. It's I'm mortal. The divine I, that I am, goes into the mortal, and it becomes immortal, because I am the soul. So when I step into this mortal flesh, we make it eternal, we make it immortal, because we are energy itself. We are the source of energy. I am the soul before this body. All of my species, so-called blacks, Latinos, reflections of I. We are all reflections of the divine I, the I of God. This is the true I that we say when we say I. that I am. You know, I'm going to go to the store. I just played basketball. I read a book. Yeah, we all say I before our name because it's our true identity. And within Source, that I is really the divine I of the God we all are. Source. All my species are truly one within our true essence, our pure form, unified within one divine mind. But we all have our own unique expression. We are all energy, and energy is all different forms, all infinite creation, becoming all different versions of itself, infinitely expressing itself in beautiful harmony and beautiful resonance. That's where energy is, and that's what my people are. All unique souls in our own unique expression, but we are all truly one within our true form, within the core of us. At the center of us all, we are all one, just like nature is all one. Mother Universe working through the hive mind of all the plants that are really all the neurons that she emanates her electricity within her consciousness through. You know how your brain shoots electrical signals through all the cords in you, through your all the different muscle wiring and all the different neurons, all the different signals and pathways you have in your body to have shit travel through. That's really what the roots are in the ground, that all the plants are connected within, because all the roots in the ground connect to each other. Every tree is connected to every other tree, and all these grass and plants and everything that grows around the tree, every single plant around me is connected to each other in the root system. They all communicate with each other. It's all divine harmony, divine balance. It's an ecosystem for a reason. They all work in divine intelligence. They all know what they're doing. They all understand what they're doing. Let me say that better. They all yes what they're doing, because words are spells. I don't say no. They all yes what they're doing. All the plants yes what they're doing within their divine intention. So with that being said, I again open this channel up with divine energy, walking with the ancestors, Planet Kai herself, Mother Universe, Source, all these powerful forces back and these powerful forces that I channel, you feel me? Powerful high vibrational spiritual forces of the cosmos, what they call the heavens. For the heavens is just a different way of saying cosmos, you feel me? So when they say God came from the heavens, they really mean gods, and the full word is Anunnaki gods, and if heaven means cosmos, and Anunnaki is supposed to be this alien race, and we're starting to put two to two together, right? This is why they really try to say that aliens built the pyramids and there were aliens that influenced us in the past and shit, and blah blah blah, because they know something and they're trying to confuse you like Zeus always does. So they you know, put a chicken head on the dog, or on the body of a dog. Like they mix all the details around. So I'm saying metaphorically, like they'll take a chicken head, a dog body, and fucking, I don't know. I'm trying to think, deer feet, hoofs and shit, horse feet, and they'll mix that all together. And you'll be like, what the fuck kind of animal is that? And that's how they do you with these lies. They take all these different details that come from truths, but they mix it all around in a way to where you don't know what the fuck is what. That's really what Zeus does. He just mixes around the truth to create his lies. The truth is always used for a lie, you feel me? So deep down, if you have your third eye open, you can use that lie to track down the truth that it came from. Ashe. That's why we can see through all the fuckery within all this shit they've written in their man-made history and all the lies they told us about what took place on our planet, because it doesn't even make sense. So you can use the shit they told you and see all the holes within it, all the obvious fucking shit that doesn't make sense. You feel me? Like how they said they went and got all the black people, so-called black people from Africa, and there were no carbonated beings here. They trying to make it seem like it wasn't all these carbonated beings already on this land, even though the continents don't even look the way they look. So really, this is all one land. But even if you want to believe in how they show you the map, okay, in North America, it was filled with so-called carbonated beings. The Latinos weren't even Latinos in the way that they are currently nowadays, and that's why Latinos and blacks are one species, because most Latinos just come from a lot of raping, and if they weren't raped, then it's just us in a different shade or a different essence of us, because a lot of Latinos are even still carbonated. There's lots of indigenous black communities all throughout South America, for example, in Brazil, for example. They just hide them from the news, from the cameras. They just hide them from themselves. They hide them from the textbooks, from the books. And then everywhere outside of Africa that you see so-called black people, they label them a different title and make it seem like they're not black anymore. But black people aren't even black. That's the whole point. We are carbonated beings, one species. And then when we get mixed, our genetics are supreme, so we are still the soul and the body one, because the soul is what we are before the body. So I am what I am, period, without having to need a body. That's what I'm trying to get at. I am my species, period, without anything having to be outside of me, or anything else in relation to what I already am, because I am the soul itself. I just stepped into a mixed body, you feel me? But really, the more I tune into all these divine energies and my planet, and I tune into my God genetics, and tune into I's sun, and just, heal I's body, and tune into the ether, and I'm activating my God side way more, and I am the God I am, because I am the soul. I'm just filled with a little bit of human energy, a little bit of human genetics from my mother, because my mom is a pure human being. She's a white woman, you feel me? But my dad is an Anunnaki god, but he's a so-called Puerto Rican. He's Cuban, Puerto Rican, and black. I don't know what kind of black, but it doesn't even matter, because all three of those titles are illusions, and we're all one species. That's the whole point I'm getting at. Before they came and colonized us and gave us all these titles to divide and confuse us, we were all just one people, one species. We didn't even know any of these concepts that they live within all these different divisions and judgments of ways of studying the world, and the whole way they think, and the words they use, just the whole way they live. So many of the concepts of life they have, everything about, we didn't know. We lived in a whole different way. So we didn't even have a lot of the fears, or a lot of the wants, or a lot of the whole ways of interacting with life that these Europeans had, and then pushed upon our people after colonizing them. Now we act like them. Now we think like them. Now we're trying to use the money they gave us within their system that we never even knew. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like things like money, for example. We never even used money. Money, that's a foreign concept to my ancestors. Money is actually lacking. The real abundance is having the things you already buy with the money, but having the things you buy with the money. So instead of using the money to buy the things you want, how about get the things you want already? Like, growing your own food, growing your own crops, getting your own materials, resources, getting in tune with how to have your own sovereignty. And then that will, even if you want money, generate the money for you. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, we think backwards. You'll chase money to buy the things you want, instead of using things that obviously attract money to get the money, even if you want the money, because once you already get the things you want, you're probably not even going to want the money anymore. Once you tune in enough, because you're going to see it for the illusion it is. It's only ego that really wants money. When you have no purpose, and you just want money to falsely stimulate you, feel me? Like, money is a tool within this system, but really it's just a tool to get free from the system. All the money we get, we should be using to buy land, or invest in ourselves, or invest in ways to generate our own currency, to bring all the energy and sovereignty back to us. The more we pour our energy out of the external, out of this system, back into ourselves and our own lives, the more power we gain, you feel me? We have all our energy outward, out into putting our faith in the government to supply everything for us, putting our faith in the system to supply everything for us. All our energies out in this phone, because we're all addicted to the internet, so we're all absorbed into everything happening, all in social media, everything outside of us, all over there. So all our energies pulled all outside of us in all these different areas. But the more you pull your energy back into you, the more you gain your power, you feel me? Your life force is the true currency. Life force, attention, is the true currency. That's why they pay you for attention all on YouTube with the ads and being monetized. Because attention is real currency. And that's why I value all of y'all who tap in with the channel. Anyone who gives a like, a view, a subscribe, any energy within their being. geared towards focused on the I, because I'm shying away from using time, so I'm figuring out other ways to word things. So instead of saying time, I'm going to say I'm grateful for anyone who took energy out of their being to focus on I, or put energy towards I from their being by focusing on I. And your attention grows anything you look at. So where you put your attention grows that thing. So for example, you see this in someone who's building up followers or subscribers or views, or a celebrity who starts gaining fans. The more attention, or people who think about them and know them and look at them and give them all this praise and energy, the more that translates, that energy that's being directed toward that person absorbs all that energy. The celebrity or the YouTuber, they absorb all that energy, and that translates into abundance and wealth and a change in their reality, a higher frequency reality that they then elevate into from all that energy being focused onto them. You feel I? So that's why I say thank you for everyone who channels their attention towards this channel, towards I. You feel I? Because you're growing I's vision. I have a very divine vision, a very powerful vision, a very deep vision that I want to manifest within my revolutionary spirit and soul of fighting against this whole system, waking all my people up, getting us all back to the land, all back to nature, really getting us back to our roots, remembering who we are to the core of ourselves, really tuning back in with our planet and fighting to save our planet, because these parasitical invaders, these human beings made in our image, the image of us, the gods, the Anunnaki gods and goddesses, the true indigenous beings of not only this planet but the cosmos, the designers of the cosmos, right? Carbonated beings that manifested ourselves, right? Our ancestors manifested themselves, you feel me? Piece of the goddesses of source, you feel me? The divine goddess, feminine energies that are the original manifestors within themselves from source of Mother Universe, you feel me? For source is feminine, and we come from the cosmic womb. The masculine comes from the woman. The man comes from the woman. The masculine comes from the feminine. Ashe. But within that being said, like I was saying, I have a very divine mission within that of waking my people up and bringing us all back to the land. And these human beings who are made in our image, you feel me? Made in the image of us, you feel me? Are literally destroying our planet. So it's deeper than anything of what you're trying to look at it, of any bullshit y'all want to argue about or be focused on, because at the end of the day, they're killing our planet. And we all live on this planet, don't we? So we all gotta fight for something. Fight for something or die for nothing, you feel me? Stand for something or die for nothing. Stand for something or fall for anything. But not just fall as in fall in belief, but also fall as in, fall in defeat. Stand for something, but rather stand for the very planet that sustains your existence at the very least. Even though it's our souls that give energy to everything else around us, but if you want to believe anything they taught you of how anything works, then at least fight for your planet. Fight for nature, fight for things on a deeper level of feeling life outside that numb state they have you within. But then again, most people eat dead bodies and meat and think it's meat. They call it meat to disassociate themselves. They call it chicken nuggets and chicken patties and cheeseburgers and hot dogs. Everything but dead chopped up body parts, huh? Because that's really what that shit is. You're eating dead bodies. Dead animal bodies are dead people bodies. Who knows? We're keeping it raw. So most people can't even feel, because they can't even feel on a deeper level because they're eating shit like meat. So you don't even feel any pain for the plants and the planet, let alone, you feel me? Because you don't even feel for the animals, let alone the plants and the planet, you feel me? You're eating and killing animals, let alone feel. You don't give a fuck about a plant. How the fuck would you give a fuck about a plant or a tree? You think the animals are here for your convenience. So of course you think the planet is here for you to chop and kill and tear apart. You don't think it's alive or feels any of the... You look at everything in the ground as minerals and resources instead of the planet itself growing itself, expressing itself in different energy, these different crystals and gems and ores in the planet that we didn't even look at, like gold, for example. We didn't look at gold the way these Europeans and these conquerors and these colonizers looked at gold when they came to our planet and came to our lands. And we didn't look at the jewels and all the resources, our natural resources. We were so abundant in natural resources all over the land. There was so much wealth in the land, and there still is. They just do a lot to pollute and poison the land every single day, non-stop, every single fucking day, day in and day out. They're constantly doing shit to rip apart, pollute, and destroy our planet. But through that all, the planet is still so abundant in resources, so beautiful, so vibrant, so full of ether, so full of life force. Every fucking time their winter spell passes, you see Planet Kai trying to break through their illusionary code and sprout all herself back to life. Because really, you see this little shit growing on the ground, this is just the baby beginning stages of what the planet would really start growing into if we start raising the vibration enough in this bitch. Where the sun stays out all year long, if you want to even put it into time quadrants, because time isn't real. And if you don't believe in time and don't look at it within the perspective of time, it's just an ongoing now within the planet, within being within life, within everything you energize with, within you, within existence. So it would just be everything happening within the energy cycles of being here within now, you feel me? So you wouldn't look at like 2 months ago within the illusion of time of thinking it's like this divided thing that was so far away. It's like you're in the continual now. Like when you break free from time, you start operating in a whole different frequency where you're in tune with your soul continuously. Because if you have a soul, you'll understand the level I'm speaking on. So this is only for my reflections on a soul level. I don't know if you can tune in this deeply if you only have a spirit to the high vibrational human beings out there. But for I and I's experience, when I tune into my higher self and I start really breaking free from time and breaking free from running on the calendar and breaking free from that whole program, I'm so in tune with the present and so in tune with my energy within myself. It feels like I'm just in the now as I soul and feel everything and remember everything I'm doing, and I'm in tune with every single thing I'm doing from the core of the now. It's like I'm not numb from all these different aspects of myself that usually they would have I numb within, where they have I in a fraction state of I's consciousness, being in like a zombie state, sleepwalking throughout the day. But when I really tune into myself and call all his energy into my soul and start building up my ether and my life force, I feel like I'm like in myself fully. Like everything is happening within myself, around I, within the energy of I, within the communication of I, energizing with everything around I, within divine unison, on a sense of outside of time. You feel me? Time only exists when you even look at the clock. You give energy to time and existence and belief to time as a soul, as a so-called Black Latino, when you even look at the clock and you believe in the program of what you were told about what the clock is. What you were told all those numbers mean inside that circle. You had to be programmed that as a kid, remember? They had to teach you what time was as a kid, remember? They had to drill it into your mind, remember? If they never taught you what time was, you would look at the clock and it would just look like a circle with numbers in it. You wouldn't even know how to read it. That spell had to get into your soul. Or even if it wasn't a clock, when it goes to the numbers, how it's 1:37 right now. That wouldn't make sense to you if you never got programmed with time. It would just be 1:37. You get what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't know how to translate that into how it is connected to now and the stage of the day we're in. And you feel me? You'd have to like have all those connections in your mind to connect what 1:37 a.m. or p.m. means. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's a whole deep spell, for example. Then there's all these different spells they put into us through their medium of language itself, which was the biggest spell. English language, this low vibrational alpha beta system that we gave them because they were the betas, we were the alphas. Alpha beta, alphabetical, the alpha beta system. We gave these human beings their original ancestors when they came out the Caucasus Mountains in their first civilization, Greece, when they were studying all up under us and all calling us gods and shit, because that's what we are. Making all these stories about us, but then they whitewash it later on. And when they talk about Zeus and all that shit, they want to whitewash all that too. And Zeus, Satan, Satan's the creator of these human beings, and he likes to hide behind the face of the white man because that's his greatest creation. So in the Christian religion, it's still that same face, the same entity of Zeus, but that's his fake face, him hiding behind a fake, made up image. Because that's just the archetype of a white man with a beard, right? So that whole image, when you look at that, you picture the idea of the human being white man and the whole superiority complex they instilled in us of how deep down they got black Latinos feeling all inferior, a lot of us, and they had us thinking whites invents and everything, and white people were so intelligent, and everything they taught us about history that was all reverse and lies and shit. So when you see your fallen brother Zeus, Satan, and his soul, because we're souls, remember, we're souls, so we can animate any avatar, any image, any like if you conjure up an image that looks like a body that we could go into, if you're in a soul form and you want to use that to then garner up attention or garner up energy, like Zeus goes into that idol, that face, that fake image of that white man god with the beard, the same one that Zeus looks like. By the way, they don't even try to hide it, because the Christian god looks just like Zeus, the fake Zeus. That's what I'm saying. But the real Zeus is a carbonated being, and his real name is Zeus. That's his soul name. So that's why we say Zeus. When we speak about him, I say Zeus, because that's his real name, his soul name. He hides behind the names like Satan, Yakub, you feel me? Jesus, Jesus. But nah, for real. His real name is Zeus. He's a carbonated being, aka when he materializes into material form, he would have what they call black skin. He would be a black man. You feel me? A so-called black man. Or so-called Latino man, right? So our brother Zeus is just a member of our species that made a whole being with the sciences within life that already existed, that are evident, that can already be tuned in with. Like the fact that we're able to clone and have all this technology now means that it was already existed within life, and it could have been possible for a past civilization to have it. So who's to say that we're not the real fathers and mothers of all this divine science and technology, and we're now in a super dumbed down primitive state in the ruins and remnants of a state we fell from, where all this shit really sprinkled down from and was much more powerful when we had the science in its pure form. So we were the ones cloning and grafting and genetically splicing and genetically modifying and changing and creating originally, because we're the real creators. So we create in all different forms. We use all these different tools in science as well. We create in all different forms. So cloning and splicing and shit was just one form of creating, because we would already create all the different plants and animals and different forms of energy materialized into their different form. So then we would also play around deeper by playing with the genetics that we made to begin with within that plant or within that animal or within that object or within that stone. You feel me? And everything is alive because everything is energy. So if everything is energy, and animals are made of energy particles called cells and atoms, but are really just energy particles classified as a different title, because those energy particles, when they're in this fence, they're called something else. But when they're inside you, they're called cells. But everything is energy particles. Everything is energy, right? So everything is alive, right? The stone is alive, the mineral kingdom is alive, the flowers are alive, the plants are alive, the metals are alive, the trees are alive, the fence is alive, because everything is moving, everything is vibrating, everything is energy. Energy is alive because everything is life force, everything is living, it has real energy, it has real infinite, right? It changes and it adapts and it constantly, like this fence was brought to life by someone's mind, right? And they grafted it into physical form, and it's made with real energy, with a real thought and a real intention. And when you look at it, you feel a certain way because it has its own energy, and it's going to eventually change once it decays or breaks down or something happens to it, or just over time it might have all overgrown stuff eventually, and just some of the fence gets pulled down, and lots of animals start climbing over it. And, over time, let's say this place is abandoned in the future, and this shit's just super overgrown with all these vines and shit covering the whole fence. You get what I'm saying? Like, over time things will change and evolve, because everything is always moving, just very slowly if it's in this physical realm, but it's still moving. That's why everything around you is still changing. Even though it's solid, supposed to be solid, if it was truly solid, nothing would ever move, nothing would change. That's because solids aren't really solids. Solid is an illusion. Solid is just very slow vibrating energy, and everything is energy. And before it's even in a solid, before any of these things that were made around me were in a solid state, it came from your pure energy within you, within the mind, within pure thought, which is direct source energy, and you channel that energy into this reality. So it's higher energy coming into this reality to be made into this slower vibrating energy within the physical. You feel me? So everything is divine science, you feel me? This is how we even come down to these bodies. We're higher energy beings, higher energy coming down into lower density coats of energy. We're in a lower density realm of energy, and we wear these physical bodies as coats, like putting a coat over yourself, like a jacket, you feel me? You feel me? So you're just putting a layer over yourself. You're putting a physical body over your soul to be able to even interact. My phone kept fucking, that's why it kept doing that. I had to like in between my legs, and like I was like squeezing my legs, so that shit like turned and shit. But now, like, you feel me? We have these bodies as coats and jackets, you feel me? And we come into these bodies, so we have a physical medium to interact with all the physical. Because if we're in a gas state, we're not going to be able to touch anything physical. If we're in a liquid state, we're still not going to be able to really interact with any of the physical shit. So we have to come down to a physical body to be able to fully be in the physical realm. But you're still the soul, you're still the mind, you're still the consciousness. And this is where you go back to every time you so-called sleep, because sleep is really soul leap. Your soul is leaping back up into the higher planes you come from. Reflection, Ashe. You feel me? But yeah, this is the type of stuff I'm on, you feel me? Waking up my people, raising up these vibrations, waking up myself in the process. Just spreading this truth, playing my part in this whole grander thing taking place across the planet of all my people waking up and taking back our planet and waking up to the truth of everything. I'm playing my part, and you feel me? I'm no longer holding back, you feel me? I was thinking I should just keep this as a music channel, you feel me? I was limiting myself, boxing myself in, like, oh, I can't have it be what I want it to be because I already had it be music, so now it gotta stay as music. Nah, I can just do music and this. Or rather, I can do this and some music to the side, because that's really what I'm trying to get at. Like, music is really just a part of my journey, but it's nothing that's fully the focus of any. It's not even really my journey. Like, that's how much it is. That's just a part of something. Like, it's just a side dish, you feel me? Like a side task, a side quest. That's really what it is. Music is just a side quest for me that I put a lot of energy in, yeah, but music is just a side quest for me. And to be honest, I'm pulling a lot of that energy out. I just had a lot of energy in it when I was younger, like 15, 16, 17. When I first started smoking, one of the things I really liked doing was freestyling and rapping, because it put me in the energy of it more. So I had a deeper relationship with music once I started smoking. And it was one of the reasons I even liked smoking so much was my whole journey with the music. Like, that was a big part of it too. So that all played a big part of it. But then I started waking up spiritually in 2020. I had my whole spiritual awakening, changing how I eating only fruits. And then even deeper, and then I started eating the ether, the air, the sun, the energies of nature, meditating deeply. And then I found out I'm an Anunnaki god, you feel me? That Latino is even Latino, that blacks and Latinos are the real Indians and Native Americans and way beyond, you feel me? That all we were told was a lie, you feel me? That the name of our planet is Planet Kai, you feel me? Word. I started remembering all that in 2020, and so my relationship with weed evolved into something completely different. And now my relationship with weed is really using it as the herb, the spiritual teacher, the divine medicine, the plant medicine, you feel me, the spiritual activator, the cosmic plant that it is, that has been brought down from higher realms, just like us. Cannabis came from higher realms too, and it came into this physical realm, but really in higher realms, it's a higher divine feminine energy that cannabis is, that comes from the Canis Major, you feel me? But so word. All this energy is just flowing to I. I'm standing in my truth, in my soul. I'm opening up myself fully, all my chakras. You gotta fully, bro, this camera, I keep fucking letting that shit crisscrossing my legs and shit, or like turning my legs. I say crisscross. Now I got that shit upside down. But nah, yeah, just, you gotta just fully flow. You can't hold back. You can't judge yourself. When it goes to trying to just channel, when it goes to just channeling and flowing and, oh my, okay, you know what? My bad, yo. Well, not my bad, because I'm not doing anything bad. See, that's a negative spell. But it keeps turning, because I got it in between my legs again. Like I said, yo, I got it right here. So I'm, like, putting it, like, and holding it, squeezing it in between my legs like that, my knees. And when I squeeze it too hard or at the wrong angle, that shit just turns, you feel me? But, yeah, like, when you're just channeling and flowing, you can't, like, judge yourself while doing it. You can't try to overthink about what you're going to say. You gotta just be in the now and build this deeper and deeper connection to yourself and all the energy around you and the energy of everyone that tunes into you, you feel me, through the ethernet, not the internet, but you're using the ethernet to tune into the internet. It's originally coming from the ethernet, your own self, everything happening inside you, the whole vision, the whole idea of how I'm trying to reach all these people. That's happening inside my soul, and then I'm putting it out into this physical. You feel me? Coming from the higher planes. You see, this has been a continuing narrative throughout this video. Everything I'm saying is lining up. We got the Ethernet from the soul, the real source of the internet, and the internet is a modeled, low vibrational, physical version of what the Ethernet really is. That thing they call the imagination that your soul tunes into, that all your thoughts and your mind and everything tunes into, where you get all these thoughts and inspirations and energies from that come into you. That comes from the Ethernet. The Ethernet, which is this divine whole cloud of everything in the cosmos connected in this grid, this divine communication. Where do you think the internet comes from? There's something way more cosmic and divine that existed way before their low vibrational man-made internet, that they even got the idea of the internet from, to use these low vibrational physical phones and devices to tune into something that already existed. The cloud, the Ethernet, that whole thing that they're tuning into, that already existed. They're just tapping into the Ethernet. They're tapping into the ethers, the airwaves. But this already existed. This was already things that were already technologies that my ancestors were using on a way higher scale, that they just now were tuned into and using their low vibrational devices to tap into what was already there to tune in with. You feel me? It's like you're trying to watch someone's live stream, but you only got this small, tiny little like flip phone, but the flip phone somehow works. I don't know how to watch videos on it, even though realistically a flip phone wouldn't work. But it's like you use any type of device you can to tune into that thing. Same way with these phones. It's like this thing that the internet is already existed to tune into, and then they use these low vibrational devices that they made and gave to us to connect to what already existed in the planet to connect to. It's a deeper divine science, you feel me? But so word, like it's connected to the Akashic records and all that, the data bank of the data bank of the planet, the consciousness, the records of the planet. That's what the cloud is connected to, and it's all way deeper than you think, you feel me? But so yeah, I'm channeling these divine energies. Peace to everyone who's tuning into the channel. Just peace to the ancestors, peace to myself, peace to Planet Kai, just peace to everything. I'm moving with a higher awareness. I'm trying to block out all things that are draining my energy and keeping me from my higher self, and just that make me feel in a lower frequency and drain my motivation and drain my ability to continue on this high frequency. I'm trying to block it all out, you feel me? And just keep my vision set on what I'm trying to manifest, you feel me? And it starts with I cleansing out all this nasty man-made food, you feel me? Tuning in deeply into my soul, you feel me? Running on these higher energies like I was running in all 2024, 2023, before I done let something knock me off my path for a bit. And now I'm right back on it, you feel me? But now even stronger than ever. So I'm retuning into running on all these higher energies, feeling that supercharged, higher evolved God state I was in, powering myself up. Like I'm gonna be tuning in very deeply. The deepest I've ever tuned into. And even deeper than that, you feel me? And my overall goal is to get a bunch of like-minded souls to come together with I and go out into nature together, claim our own land without even having to use a dollar, no money. Claim our own land the same way these founding fathers in America did it. Don't be hypocrites. Let us claim our own land, declare sovereignty for a nation that's been doing us foul in the most disgusting way. We got many different reasons to declare sovereignty from this nation, from this wicked system, from this Babylon called America with 3 Ks. So we're going to use y'all whole little energy against y'all. I mean, let us do the same thing y'all did. Don't be hypocrites. Y'all got to declare y'all sovereignty over some tea and shit. Now we want to declare, or not even declare sovereignty, not even declare independence, because we are doing that. But rather, we're taking back our land. We're taking back what belonged to us, so it's even deeper. Y'all got as slaves, prisoners, sheep, with no control, no power, walking through the lands that used to belong to us with no connection to it, asleep, not knowing really these are all our lands. So this is what I mean by we gotta really tune in and just say fuck it and move with no fear. Take what you want because they took it from you. And I don't mean in a low vibrational way. I mean standing with source. I mean in a way of moving with true righteousness, true divine judgment, and fighting against a tyrannical system of oppression. You feel me? Ashe. But within that being said, this is our lands, this is our planet. Remember who you are. Reflection. We are Anunnaki gods and goddesses. I am that I am. Ashe. We are no human beings wearing none of these titles. No Latinos, no blacks, no Puerto Ricans, no Cubans, no Dominicans, no Haitians, no Jamaicans, no Nigerians, no Liberians, you feel me? No Ethiopians, you feel me? No South Africans, you feel me? No Sudanese, you feel me? No, you feel me? No Filipino, you feel me? No Hawaiian, the Aboriginal Hawaiians. We're not any of these titles, you feel me? We're not Argentinians, Brazilians, Peruvians, Colombians, you feel me? None of these titles, you feel me? All these different titles they made to confuse you and hide you from you. But we're all one species before they ever came and split us up. They gave us these titles. We didn't make these titles. They gave us these things to call ourselves and divide us against us. But originally, we only knew ourselves as one species. Ashe. Anunnaki gods and goddesses. Ashe. The most supreme, divine, powerful species of the cosmos. Ashe. With that being said, peace to all the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. I leave as I come, on peace, abundance, insight, and divine energy. 1.